Hey there, listeners. Well, a quote was said recently, which was, always have a plan and show up. Now, that's what New Zealand Olympian Lisa Carrington said. And for leaders, this is a reminder that success comes from being intentional, prepared, and consistently present. It's about making a plan and showing up every day to lead with purpose and impact. So let's discuss.
Welcome to Leadership is Changing. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change. This is taking your leadership to another level by finding the balance between executive excellence and personal well-being through stories that inspire real change. It's time to adapt in our fast-moving world when leadership is changing with your host, Denis Gianoutsos.
Hey there, listeners. Welcome to the Ask Dennis episode. This is a freestyle episode where I'm asked a question by our listeners, or I share my thoughts, experiences, and insights from working with many leaders around the globe. Well, always have a plan and show up. This is a quote by Lisa Carrington. She's a world-class athlete and one of New Zealand's most decorated Olympians. I've lost count on the number of medals, gold medals, that Lisa has won. But Lisa's message is simple yet powerful for leaders who are striving for excellence. Talking about excellence, wow, it's great just to see what's happening in the world today and the number of leaders who are out there developing themselves in relation to excellence and around what they're wanting to do. And I've got the chance of late to work with many leaders across other countries and, of course, here in New Zealand, and helping them around how they can lead excellence. And that all comes down to the fact that they have the right building blocks in place and that they're helping themselves to be the best leaders that they can be. Lisa's message is a reminder that success doesn't just happen. It's a result of clear planning and consistently showing up day after day, no matter what the challenges are. And for leaders who want to make an impact, this quote isn't just a quote. It's a becoming. It's a mindset. As leaders, our ability to influence and drive change and lead others to success really comes down to two essential things: preparation and presence. In today's episode, I wanted to explore why these two principles are critical in today's fast-paced world and how they create the base or the basis of being bold and deliberate leader. So here are my thoughts. Number one, a plan gives you direction and purpose. So every successful journey starts with a plan. Even if you're traveling on an airplane, on a flight, going somewhere, the pilot actually has a plan on where they're starting and where they're going and the different milestones they also will reach. For Carrington, as an athlete, each race she competed in was backed by a well-constructed plan, one that took into account her training, her performance, and her mindset. As leaders, our race might look different, but the need for a solid plan is the same. So having a plan provides clarity. It's really a roadmap for where you are going and how you're going to get there. So without it, you're leading by chance. In fact, you're reacting instead of being proactive. A well-defined plan not only keeps you focused, but it also gives you, or gives your team, I should say, a sense of direction and purpose. See, people follow leaders who have a clear vision and a strategy to make it happen. And when you show up with a plan, you inspire confidence, you inspire trust, and then there's this shared belief of the way forward. Number two would be showing up creates trust and it inspires action. Really, the key in leadership is consistency. When you show up every day, fully present, you build trust with those around you. Lisa Carrington's success was not just about her talent, it was her commitment to showing up, even when it was hard. She demonstrated discipline and resilience, the same traits that great leaders demonstrate, and that they also should role model. In leadership, showing up isn't just about being physically present, it's also about being engaged emotionally. And it's a willing to support your team through the thick and the thin. And when leaders consistently show up, they create a culture where others feel empowered to do the same. So people are watching. They're watching your actions that you do. They're actually listening to what you say and also how you say it. So in other words, your actions speak louder than words. And if you want your team to show up with commitment and passion, then you're going to need to do that and lead by example as well. Number 3 is adaptability and agility in your plan. Now, be really clear here. A plan doesn't mean it's set in cement. One of the best things of effective leadership is the ability to adapt, and it's a great thing. If you can have that ability to adapt, well, that already puts you in a strong position. Because you see, Carrington didn't stick to her plan no matter what. She adjusted along the way, responding to new challenges, refining her strategy to stay at the top of her game. Leaders, you too must be flexible because we're in a world that is dynamic and circumstances can change in an instant. That's why it's important to create a plan that's adaptable. And when things don't go as expected, and they often won't, a strong leader doesn't throw in the towel. Instead, they adapt and find a way forward. With a flexible plan, you remain grounded in your purpose while also being flexible. I don't know about you listeners, but there is a TV show on Netflix called SWAT. And if you haven't already seen it, check it out. But the leader, as they go into every situation whereby they're going in there and there's a gunman or there's something going on, the leader always talks about being fluid. In other words, he's talking about being flexible. That if they are fluid like water or being able to move around and maneuver depending on what's going on, then that helps them navigate the change and the challenge. Number 4, consistency is the key to long-term success. The leaders who stand out, the ones who truly make an impact, are those who understand that success doesn't come from ad hoc bursts of effort. It's the result of consistently showing up, pushing forward, and executing on the plan. Even when your motivation is low or it fades and challenges start to arise. Lisa Carrington didn't achieve her level of success by showing up when it wasn't easy or convenient. She made it a habit to show up, rain or shine. And I think that's the key. It's the thing with leaders as well, that we need to adopt the same mentality that Lisa Carrington has. Because you see, consistency builds momentum. And over time, it leads to some extraordinary outcomes. The more consistently we show up with intention and discipline, the more we inspire those around us to do the same. Number 5 is lead with presence. And I want to finally talk about that. Let's talk about presence. Because you see, leadership is about being, not just about being there physically, but it's about being truly present in every interaction. See, Carrington's ability to focus and remain present during her races, even under extreme pressure, is what made her a champion. Now, I'm talking about being present there as well, but also Carrington had a presence when she speaks, when she stands there. I've seen her in some airport lounges and around the world, and she's not a very tall person. But you know what? She's got a strong presence, and she's got some really cool and strong character, her as a person. So as leaders, we need to be fully engaged in our roles. That means we need to listen intently, engaging with our teams and being present in the moment. Because when you show up with presence, you signal that you care and that you're invested in the success of your people and that you're ready to lead through any challenge that is ahead of you. Leadership presence builds trust, loyalty, and inspires others to give their best. Really, I think if you can lead like a champion, wow, what a cool thing to think about. Lead like a champion. Because you see, Lisa Carrington's quote, always have a plan and show up. It's a simple yet strong reminder that leadership is about preparation and consistent action. It's about having a vision, creating a plan to get there, and showing up every day to make it happen. For leaders, the journey to success is paved with deliberate, consistent effort. So as you lead your teams, ask yourself, What's my plan? And am I showing up fully to make it a reality? Leadership is about being deliberate. It's about showing up prepared and present, ready to inspire, guide, and create a legacy. Listeners, success doesn't come by accident. It comes when you show up with purpose and persistence. Okay, so your call to action this week for you to be that leader that's going to be consistently showing up and doing and becoming successful is to download the 10 ways or the 10 proven ways to lead and thrive in today's world. There are 10 themes and 42 strategic insights, and I highly recommend you download it. How do you download it? Well, you go to the show notes of this podcast, and in there, towards the bottom, you'll see a link for you to click on and just tell us who you are in your email, and we'll be sending you that document pretty quickly. So, hey, listeners, well, that's it for this episode. It's always a pleasure being with you. Thanks for joining me on the Leadership is Changing podcast. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Leadership is Changing with your host, Denis Gianoutsos. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change, inspiring executives and leaders to adapt and lead a bigger game in a fast-moving world.